Yeah, you got yours, I got mine. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
You're drinking coffee, I'm drinking beer, and
Yeah,
I love the background there, man.
thanks, man. Yeah, it's my patch wall.
Yeah,
It's,
you got your wall and your sign there.
yeah,
Looks good.
also a little bit more upwards. You've
Yeah,
got
that gun
the
looks
M1
awesome.
Garand. Yeah,
You know, if you're listening through like speakers, you know, it catches,
yeah,
you know, my voice and it kind of cuts it off, you know, that noise cancellation thing. But
yes.
I'm not sure if you have like a headset or anything.
I am prepared.
Look at that.
So it's
That is use that, bro.
about mine.
Hell yes. Yeah, plug
Can I
that in,
plug
and
it in?
it should recognize it. But if not, you can look at the menu. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I already hear you.
Oh, it already works.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's
I
perfect,
already
dude.
tested before.
Yes, that I can hear you a lot better now too.
Okay, then we continue like this.
Very good. I love it. Yeah, you got a
Right.
really nice headset. I got this $10 little, you know, crappy one that I've been using for
Yeah,
a while.
I use this for gaming also, so I want the
Mm,
good one.
hell yeah. What's your favorite game you're playing right now?
Right now I play a lot of Escape from Tarkov.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's a good
realistic
one.
shooter.
Yep.
Also got some stuff from that. Let me grab this.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I
That looks
bought
cool.
this helmet. It's from Killa. It's one of the bosses from Escape from Tarkov.
Yep.
It's real steel.
Dang.
It weighs about 3 kilograms.
Whoo! You don't want to carry
Even
that on your head all day.
yeah, even the review said the first time you're gonna play with this, guaranteed you're gonna have a sore neck the next day.
Oh yeah, for real. That's a
Yeah,
good workout.
I only use it in combination with my micro gun, so as
Oh,
kind
okay.
of a juggernaut setup, so I don't
Right.
have to run around the field the whole day wearing all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
for sure.
I'm close friends with the guys, the organizer of the field that I play at most, so they also allow me to be part of a mission like with the juggernaut setup.
Yeah.
So in that way, I don't have to worry about carrying all that stuff over the field the whole day.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the guys they play Tarkov quite a bit. And I remember
yeah,
when they first started talking about that game, I joined them. The first time I started playing, so I joined their team, and and they were already like partway in a mission or
yeah.
whatever. So I they were already like they were had already taken off running. So when I spawned, I had never played. You know, it was the first time I ever played. I'm looking around. It was dark, right? So it was dark
Yeah.
out, and I don't have any equipment, you know. And so I started walking around. I found this little like campsite, and where there was like a pickup truck or a jeep or something sitting there. So I'm like walking around, like okay, and I tried to find some gear. So then I start walking out in this field, and then I just blew up. And I said,
Oh,
what happened?"
never
And
mind.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even see these little signs. And
Hmm.
I said, "I think somebody threw a grenade at me or somebody blew me up." And they said, "No, that's like, you know, part of the map with you can't go outside of these lines or you'll get shot by a sniper or, you know, hit a landmine." I said, "Oh my
Yeah.
God." It was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
It's a very cool game. I played it a lot. Yeah. In the show, after some time, they wipe everything, so you need to start all over. So that's not always as fun as it is, but I still like playing it. You have good
Yeah.
days, you have bad days.
Oh, yeah, for
Sometimes
sure.
I can almost throw my PC out of the window because of that game. But
I know. I was talking to somebody else. They said they were. It was the same thing. They were playing Tarkov, and they had to 3D print something for their controller because they threw their controller against the wall so many times playing Tarkov.
yeah,
I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah, it's a really great game, but dying is so horrific if you have a lot of good gear with you. It's such a bummer if you
Yeah,
die.
yeah, that's kind of what adds the really I think the excitement to that game is the is when you get a bunch of gear, you find some really cool stuff that you don't have that you want, and then now once you pick it up, you're like, oh shit, okay, I gotta make it to the end.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we're not playing games anymore. I got to get serious. I got to, your senses kind of get heightened. You're like looking around. You're paying attention. You're watching that timer. You got to get to this end, and then if you don't make it, it's this huge excitement and then just disappointment.
yeah, yeah. Sure is.
Yeah,
Especially with these gaming headphones. When someone shoots at me, I almost fly up 1 meter into the air out of my chair. It scares me the hell out of me every time.
oh
Still,
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's fun that way.
yeah,
So you and I have known each other, kind of from our YouTube channels for a couple years now.
yeah. I think
And early on, you guys sent me a whole pack of them. Actually, you
yeah,
sent one for each of us.
yes,
Uh, so we still have all four of them that we use for coffee
cool.
and, well,
Beer
alcohol
and stuff.
drinks.
Yeah,
So, uh, yeah, I was really excited to contact you here recently and ask you to be on the podcast because I've watched all your videos. You've watched, probably most of ours, and we've been talking with each other for quite some time. And I think you guys won one of the giveaways one
yeah,
time.
sure did. We
Yeah,
won the Lance Tactical, the Battleship Grey one.
right. Yeah.
Still have it
So,
lying around somewhere, but
yeah.
I have so many replicas at this time. I almost have to start double stacking on my wall because it's already pretty filled.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, we had the same issue. We have this gun wall that we have that's behind the camera here that we have a bunch of them, hanging on. Then I've got some in this closet behind me. Then I've got some in the shed. Like we're stacking them just everywhere. Then I got some in the closet in the room across the hall.
Yeah,
And man, trying to organize them all is just like, you know, takes a
yeah.
minute.
It's not the weapons that's my biggest problem. It's mostly the gear.
Mm.
The weapons are all neat and tidy on the wall, but the gear is everywhere in this room.
Yeah,
I can pick this up and show you.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
Give
my
us a
little
tour. Give
display
us a tour of your
case
place.
for all my pistols.
Yeah, dude, that looks
Well, it's
awesome.
not all of them, but you can see some high kappas and also Desert Eagles.
Yep. Grenade.
Yes. And then we move a little bit over to here.
Did you guys build that case?
No, we bought it from a telephone store, which closed down,
Oh shit.
and they used to display their cell phones in there,
Yeah.
and we just put it against the wall and put everything in it.
What a good
Here's
idea.
this is also from the telephone store. This is where I have all my weapons hanging.
That's awesome. Man, you got some cool looking weapons. I love that black and red one.
Yeah, that's the Honey Badger. It was one of my first replicas, and ever since it's still my favorite. I always
Yeah.
like playing with it. And I've got a few new ones over here.
Oh my
The,
gosh, that looks awesome. What's the one with the grenade launcher on it?
that's also a Lance Tactical in 10. I don't even use it that much because it's my father's weapon.
Yeah.
Only he doesn't play a lot anymore. He's busy with work. But
Yeah. He
then
still
you
does he still drive a truck?
yeah,
Yeah.
still does.
Yeah.
So as you can see, the weapons are pretty organized. And
Yeah, it
then
looks awesome.
over here on the ground is one big pile of gear.
You just dumped it in the corner, bro.
Yeah, yeah, but it's so much. It's like 3 to 4 plate carriers and also some backpacks, and it's just too much to keep organized.
Yeah, I hear you. They bought these big plastic totes and
Oh
put
yeah.
all their, the real big ones, and put
Hmm.
their gear in there for like a certain event. So they'll have one tote for mil sims. They'll have one separate one for all their gear for the 1 day skirmishes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they just switch between them. And those, I mean, those take up a lot of room too. And then the one time they came back from Milsim, that was it rained all 3 days. So they came back. They didn't let their stuff dry out all the way. I mean, their clothes, the uniforms they washed,
Yeah.
but
Not the gear,
the
not.
gear they didn't let it dry out. They stuck it in those totes for like months.
Yeah, they
They
open it
open it
up.
up.
Yeah.
Smell like dead
That's
fish,
not good.
bro.
Yeah, I
Oh
get that.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
also don't wash my gear a lot, but it often is pretty okay with the weather out here. Last Sunday I had one pretty wet skirm. It was hosing down. Wasn't much fun. BBs were flying all over the place, but it's okay. I do my clothing indeed. I wash them, but the gear not so
yeah.
much. Only thing that's really smelly is my ghillie suit, but that fits in with the ghillie suit.
Yeah, well, not only that, I mean, you don't want it to smell like, clean laundry when you're out in the field.
No,
They'll
indeed.
smell you from a mile away. So
Okay.
you got your ghillie suit from a sniper.
Instructor from the Marine Corps from the Netherlands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. I work in the Navy myself,
Yep.
and I was getting a little education about leadership, and he was the one that gave that education, and I started talking about playing airsoft, and I just around that time bought my first sniper. So he was very excited about it, and so said to me, "If you wait one day, I will have a nice present for you." So the next day he arrived and he gave me the ghillie suit. It was one from Arctis, and a lot of I got a big package of those fiber strings, and it was just one big mesh suit where you have to attach all the strings
Oh,
by
yeah.
yourself. So there was a lot of work going into that. I think it took
Yeah.
me about a year or so, but that's mostly because after one or two rows I was completely done with it. I said, nope, it will come a little bit later.
Yeah.
And he gave me also some great tips like when you finish it, take it to the woods and make it nice and wet and drag it across the woods floors so it gets nice and dirty and you get that smell.
Yep.
And I did it, and after that the ghillie suit looked a lot darker, not because you get the shine out of those fibers. It was
That's
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that's good to know somebody like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he said like in the real sniper schools and that stuff, they have to wear the ghillie suit and go through the trenches and through the forest, and they also make them pretty dirty. So why won't you do it with airsoft?
Right.
So yeah, I'm still almost done with it with the ghillie suit. Still need to add some leaves here and there.
You guys have been playing a lot of, you've been out there playing quite a bit.
Yeah, I play. I try to play every weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm on weekdays from Monday to Friday. I'm at the Navy base doing work, and I come home, try to edit last week's video on the Saturday, and then prepare all my gear for Sunday. And Sunday I play, and then it's on to the next week.
Right. How did you get into airsoft in the beginning?
Well, it's been a while, so I don't really know for sure how I joined Airsoft, but I think it's because my younger brother who started playing, and so I heard from him and also started to go play some Airsoft back then together with my father and my brother. After a while, my brother made a little fuck up. He was shooting with a sniper out of the window of a flat at some road signs, and somebody was walking across, walking their dog, and saw that. So they
Oh,
called the police, and the police came with loaded pistols already. broke into the house, and
Oh,
so my brother lost his airsofting license, and now he can only play as an intro, which is 5 times a year, I think.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's stupid of him. He shouldn't have done that.
Uh, yeah,
But yeah, it
that
was a big
is
bummer for
crazy.
him.
Yeah, so did they bust down your door? They knock on the door and come in?
Yeah, yeah. In the Netherlands, we don't have to have the orange caps at the front, and so yeah, if someone sees you with an airsoft gun, it's not recognizable as airsoft, so they think it's a real one.
Oh, right.
So if the
Okay.
police doesn't know there's something going on there, they will go in as if it's a real one.
Yeah. Guns blazing. Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Probably scared the shit out of you.
I think it did. Yeah. I wasn't with him that day, but I
Okay.
think he got pretty scared.
I'm sure. Now, do you have any other siblings, brothers or sisters, besides your younger
Uh,
brother?
yeah, I have a younger sister as well, and it's we really have a military family. My dad used to be in the military before he became a truck driver. I'm in the Navy. My younger brother is in the Army, and my sister is currently also in the education to go into the Army.
Wow, that's awesome,
So
dude. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
my mom is the only one who isn't.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
had, so I grew up, my dad was in the Navy, his dad was in the Army, and then all my dad's friends, were in the Army, Navy, Marines,
yeah,
and then, and then I went in the Marines, and then one of my daughters, my oldest daughter, went in the Air Force,
okay.
and yeah, it's always been a kind of a family tradition kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, how long you been in the Navy?
Now about 3.5, 4 years.
Ooh,
But my education time for the Navy was little bit longer than I expected. When they signed me up, they said you have an initial education you need to do, and I thought it was like the basic training, which is about 12 weeks. But I'm in the technical department of the Navy,
mm.
so I do the maintenance on the ship and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't tell me that the technical education was 2 years.
Whoa!
Yeah. So
Damn!
after my basic training, I still had to go through 2 years of technical education about pumps and weapons on board of the ship and that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you learned a lot then. Holy crap! Like
Yes.
that's a lot to learn on a ship.
It's a tough education indeed.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I had an internship period on the ship. So I would go with my whole class on board of one of the ships and go with them for a little while, learning how the life on the ship is instead of on the base.
Yeah.
It was also very interesting. Been to a few places, not too far away, but yeah, that was a pretty cool time.
Yeah.
After that, so I'm now stationed on a ship permanently since I finished my education about 1 year, 1.5 year now.
Okay. You like it?
Yeah, it's okay. Um, I'm on an OPV. It's an ocean-going patrol vessel,
Okay.
and we mostly patrol around Curacao and Aruba,
Oh
because
wow.
that's also Dutch territory still.
Oh okay.
So I've been there about past year in June. We went there for 3 months and did some patrolling, catch some drug runners, and yeah, it was a cool time. Also had some pickup points and some difficulties. Like we had a few times where there was a fire on the ship. So that's also part of the education. But yeah,
So was that a accidental fire, or did somebody start it?
no, it was accidental. One of the like the insulation around the exhaust of the ship. Got some oil into it,
Mm,
and that started smoking, and so the smoke detectors went off,
yeah.
and those exhausts get really, really hot, like in the thousands of degrees
Oh,
Celsius.
okay. Wow.
So it all burned up a bit, and had to go to there in my fireman outfit
Yeah.
while it's 30 degrees outside Celsius.
So
And
you were sweating
yeah,
a little bit.
yeah, a little bit.
Well,
So
the reason
yeah,
I asked you about the fire was because I was on a ship when I was in the Marines. I was on a ship. We took a ship to from Japan to South Korea, and then back. And on the way back, the ship we were on, we were talking to the Navy guys, and one of the guys he was out there scrubbing the chains and cleaning the deck and everything out in the
yeah,
front of the boat, front of the ship. And so we were sitting there talking to him, and he says, "Yeah, this is I got shit duty." He got in trouble. He we said, "Well, what did you do?" He said, "Oh, I didn't like my bunkmate, so I lit him on fire." And I said, "You lit him on fire?" And this dude was like, "Yeah." And his other guys around there said, "Yeah, he almost burned the ship down, but this guy, he lit the guy on fire in his rack uh,
yeah,
on the boat." And I was like, "So you just didn't like him?" He's like, "Well, no, I hated him." I was like, "Bro, y'all are comrades. What are you like?" He lit his buddy on fire. It was crazy. So I
that's
guess the guy, he was okay, but he had to go to the infirmary and get treated for third degree burns. And then this guy had shit duty, was scrubbing I was like, oh my gosh. He
damn,
said, yeah,
yeah,
man, crazy stuff happens out here because we were out, they were out at sea for like 6 months
yeah,
and without going into a port, whatever. Like he was like, yeah, we go crazy on here sometimes. I said, oh my God, don't
yeah.
light somebody on fire.
I get it. If you are a long time at sea, people do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Also happens at our navy, but I won't light someone on fire. I think I can. I have
Right.
some people I don't like, but not that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Like, dude, just do the old school stuff where you you know, just punch each other. So, get in a fight
Yeah,
and then just be done with it.
indeed.
Well, that's good. You're on a ship and stuff. You're getting to travel around. You said you go to Aruba or
Yeah.
outside of it. Do you guys ever pull in there and have you been able to visit there? Like get off the
Well,
ship?
normally they do, but of course with COVID now around,
Oh, right.
in the 3 months time, the only island I have seen is Curacao for about 5 times,
Okay.
because that's our main port where the ship is stationed. So we were allowed to go off the ship, and with one day where we was lying in front of Aruba, and they give us a swimming time, so we have some relaxation time, and we can jump off the ship into the sea,
Hmm.
and that's pretty cool. And we have those little speedboats, so you could catch a ride on that and go around the boat a few times.
Yeah.
So they do some stuff to keep us entertained. Sometimes a barbecue or special days where the food is all Italian,
Oh,
for an
nice.
example. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. You guys
yeah,
do does the ship you're on have guns?
yeah, not too much. It's the Dutch Navy isn't really a fighting navy; it's more of a defense.
Okay.
So we do have a cannon on the front and a few machine guns, but we aren't really a warship. It's more patrolling and fighting drug runners.
Gotcha. Yeah, the one of the ones I was on, they had a I'm not sure what size the cannon it was. I think a 25 millimeter or 30 millimeter or something like that. And
Yeah,
they had this giant target that they would let out like on a leash, basically, this giant rope, and it was a
yeah.
huge red ball.
Hmm.
I don't know how. I mean, it was giant, probably 10 feet, and they let it out really really far, and then they would try to shoot at it with this thing, and so that was kind of a fun thing that they did to kind of break up monotony of everything.
Yeah,
And they did it while we were on the ship as well when we were coming back from South Korea. It was fun, it was fun to watch.
yeah, it sure is. Yeah, we our cannon in the front is 76 millimeters,
Woo!
but we don't really use that one. We also have some .50 cals on the sides, which we can mount on the side of the ship.
Yeah,
And when we catch one of the drug boats, of course, after we took everything off and also the people, we can't drag that ship all the way back to shore because we have more things to do.
right.
But we can't let it float there in the
No.
middle of the sea. So we shoot it down and
Yeah.
we place
Sink that
some
shit.
gas in there and sink it indeed. And we were also allowed to watch that, but some guys can't shoot. Of course, you have the waves and the sea working
Right.
with you,
Yep.
but they fired about a whole box of ammunition, and the thing was still floating.
Oh shit.
But it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. I worked with a guy that was in the Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard, and
Hmm.
they do a lot of the like what you guys do with the drug runners and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So uh, they did a lot of the Somali pirates and whatever coming in from different places, and they would board the ship, take them over, rest them, and then they'd have to destroy the ship as well, the little boat,
Yeah.
and sink it. Those are that's when you need that tannerite. The tannerite. You know what I'm
Don't
talking
know.
about? Have you seen the videos? So it's a white powder, and
Yeah.
you can get it in different sizes, whatever a little thing like this of tannerite. You set it way far away. You shoot it with a real gun, and a huge explosion.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like shooting dynamite. But
Yeah.
so I've seen guys put like big jugs of it out in the woods, and it'll blow like small trees. It'll blow them over, like it'll knock them down.
Yeah.
Put that on
Yeah.
the boats.
Yeah. That would be a lot quicker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I also have this patch.
Hell
It's
yes.
from Leadet, which is,
Okay.
I guess, I got it from. We also had a team of Americans on our ship who would assist us in the boardings of the drug boats.
That's cool.
Pretty cool guys, and yeah, talked a little bit with them and talked about their experience. Talked about Airsoft a little bit. A few guys of
Right.
those also played Airsoft, and we swapped patches, so that was pretty cool.
That is cool, man. Yeah, you got a good patch wall back there too.
Yeah, it's almost full. I think I need to expand a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Well, patches don't really. Most of them are round, so they don't fit. Just right. You'd have to like stack them.
Yeah,
Perfect all together, and to get the most. Pack them all in there. But yeah, it
yeah.
looks good, man.
Thanks.
Hell yeah. I didn't. I didn't. I forgot that you had one of our zombie patches. The green ones.
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah.
Over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's cool.
Sure
Yeah,
is.
I couldn't remember who had those, and when we first came out with them.
No. Yeah, I'm still figuring things out about what to do with the YouTube channel. I've been thinking about changing my logo, but at the other hand, maybe try to make it a little bigger before I change things up.
Okay.
And I recently bought a 3D printer,
Oh, nice.
so I can make a lot of stuff now. Let me grab something.
Yeah.
I made this little piece. It's like it's like a Lucky
Oh, that's
Charm
cool.
kind of
Yeah, a
thing
keychain.
with the logo of the field I always play at on the backside.
Okay.
And I just have it on a QD sling attachment point on my
Yeah.
weapon. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that looks nice.
it's plastic. I don't think it's really BB proof, but it's fun to make, and why not?
Yeah. Now, when you printed it, did it print out those colors just like that, or did you have to paint it?
No, I had to paint it.
Oh, okay.
It's
It looks good.
yeah, sure does. It's yeah, the quality isn't always too great, but you can print in different materials. But I got a kind of cheap printer, not
Yeah.
too big, so I can print small stuff. I tried printing an adapter for a silencer yesterday, but that one already broke on me, so ordered a
Are you
metal
using
one.
PLA? Like some
Yes,
of the cheap, yeah.
yeah,
That's what Chris on our channel, he has a 3D printer. That's what he uses most of the time.
yeah,
And for when he was printing stuff, he had to do like whatever format in there. He had to make it, extra layers if he was printing some to make it stronger because the PLA is, I guess, kind of brittle.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I also have some ABS, and also some normal airsoft weapons are made of ABS,
Yeah.
but it's very influenceable by temperature. So you have to have a whole enclosure around your printer in order to print it good, or else
Oh,
it will warp and do a lot of crazy things while printing.
yeah.
So I need to fix that first before I can print with that one.
Yeah, on the Discord channel here, we actually have a separate channel in the server that's called 3D printing. Uh,
Yeah,
there's a couple guys on our Discord that have been into 3D printing for a while. They're really smart with that stuff and have been
yeah,
printing a bunch of things. You should, if you have questions, whatever, you can always post them in there. And Robert and Alex will, they have a lot of info on that kind of stuff.
okay.
Yeah, and they have a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
prints. There's actually blueprints in there
okay.
on the that they posted. Links to blueprints for stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's really, you can make almost everything what you can imagine on that thing.
Yeah,
So for airsoft, it's really handy. I made a lot of GoPro mounts or adapters, rail covers, and indeed you have those websites where people just post their blueprints on. And you
yeah,
can download this for free, or sometimes they ask a few dollars or euros. That's fine,
right.
and you can make some quite useful stuff. And it takes a little bit of time, but it beats ordering something all the way because it's not in stock, or you can make it at home.
Well, not only that, you have some, customized things that you could do with your, if you want to print something that has like your name, Woodland Warriors or something on it, like a
Yeah,
stock or whatever, you could do something like that. And so you have a lot of options instead of, buying just a regular one.
yeah, yeah. I got a blueprint from someone which was a Molly name tag, and I adjusted it to say Woodland Warriors,
Yeah.
printed it out, and now I have it on the back of my backpack
Oh, that's
attached to
cool.
some Molly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's airsoft like in the Netherlands? Do you guys have like what kind of rules do you guys have with like FPS or BB weights? Do you guys have any different rules
Yeah,
than, you know?
yeah, it has been changed over the course of the years. We have one single organization called the NABV, the NABF, and it's a national association for airsofting. And it's they started that association so the government would have one single person to talk to, a person of contact for airsoft. And yeah, we have some rules. The FPS is changed. They changed that to the joule limits.
Mm-hmm.
So they measure in joules now, the impact energy. For assault, it's 1.2 joules, and
Okay.
you can play on full auto. Then you have DMR, which can only shoot single shot only. It's
Right.
1.7 joules. And then you've got your snipers, and those are 2.3 joules.
Okay.
It's all measured with .30 BBs,
Oh, okay.
but there has been a pretty big BB debate going on past week ago, because they found out in the Netherlands it's mandatory to play with biodegradable BBs.
Oh, okay.
At least for the outdoor fields it is.
Right.
So last week they found out that in the heavier BBs they use some heavy metals like zinc and
Mm.
barium to add the weight to the BB.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they did some ground research and they found out that those heavy metals get into the ground
Mm.
uh, because of all the BBs. And so all of a sudden the NFBV decided to ban all BBs above 0.2 grams.
So they banned anything over zero point 0.2 grams, so you have to use 0.2s now?
Yeah, it's the NFBV really is a little bit strange sometimes. They said, yeah, we found this and you can't do that anymore, but we give it to the field owners and the organizers and let them find out what they want to do with this. So some fields banned everything except 0.2s. And luckily the field that I play on lets everyone use whichever BB they like.
Okay.
And they to counter that, they clean the field every week and
Oh, wow.
made loading stations. So and they turned to single shot events only. So there will be less BBs in the field.
Right.
But since a week that started to happen, and they are already testing different brands of BBs and different weights of BBs.
Okay.
To see which ones have the heavy metals and which ones don't or less. So already some heavier BBs are also given the green light to be used again.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
So
interesting. Yeah, I never
yeah,
knew how the heavier weight BBs, how they added the weight, you know?
yeah. Before this, I also didn't know because yeah,
Yeah.
it's all 6 millimeter, but
Right.
it's still a different weight. So
Yep. Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
that was very interesting. But it sometimes the NFBV is a little bit disappointing because of that, because they just let the field owners take care of it, and they are like, okay, it's not our problem anymore.
Yeah.
But of course, the first day that news came out and all BBs were banned except 0.2,
Yeah.
all the sniper and DMR WhatsApp groups were going totally crazy from yeah,
Yeah. How
because
you
they
gonna
all
shoot long
see
distance with point twos?
yeah, they see the BBs going all the way to the moon.
Oh yeah, they're going everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's funny.
even in the selling group apps, people put snipers on there, and the first question that's asked is, "Okay, and how does it shoot with point two BBs?"
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I am very glad that my field decided to just let everything be used,
Right.
just with some adjusted rules, so that there won't be as much BBs in the field.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, if the government wants to do a ground research and they do find too much of that heavy metals, you need to sanitize the whole ground, and that's cost the field about 500,000 euros or something.
Yeah.
So that's field closed if you get that.
Yep.
So it's a
Yeah.
pretty big thing at this moment.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder what I'll have to I'm interested now to find out what other options these BB companies have to make the BB heavier besides
Yeah,
like something that's, harmful to the ground.
yeah,
You know, I want to do some research on that now because like I said, I never really looked into how they made those, BBs heavier as they went up in weight. But yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, yeah. I also didn't know that before, so I'm also a little bit intrigued. I also wanted to have my own BB brand a while.
Oh yeah,
That already began when I was just starting off,
yeah,
but I couldn't make the investment
yeah,
because of course, it's all coming from Taiwan and that kind of countries.
yep,
So, yeah,
Yeah,
Then
I
I
hear
had
you
to
on
buy
that.
like a minimum of 1,000 kilos, so I need to store 1,000 bags of BBs around in this room, which is already full.
Right? I was say you could
So
put it on top of your gear in the corner over there.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny. So what do you guys have any big events coming up? Like mil
Um,
sims, like 3 day mil sims or anything?
well, I usually myself I only play outdoors. I live in the northern part of the Netherlands, and there's not a lot of airsoft fields around me. Most is all centralized or in the south. A lot of indoor is. I did hear there's a new field being opened soon in the middle of the country,
Mm.
which is in a closed down school.
Oh, cool.
So I think I will visit that one and try that out for the first time, doing some
Yeah.
indoor play. Yeah, I haven't been to any mil sims yet, but when I do, I think I'm going for Border War. That, of
What is
course,
that?
that's in Poland. It's, I think, also a 3 day mil sim, maybe five even.
Yeah. Wow.
And Novritz already has been there, and other great
Oh,
YouTubers.
okay. Yeah.
And that's a really, really, really big mil sim. It's
Gotcha.
like the field is like 10 or 15 kilometers
Yeah.
wide, and they play with tanks and even a helicopter.
Oh yeah.
So
That would be
that's
cool.
that would be cool to visit that.
Now, how far is that from you? How far of a drive is that from you?
No, Poland, I think, well, maybe 6 to 8 hours, something like
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah.
So it's doable, but
But yeah, it's definitely not a 1 day trip. You'd
no.
have to go for the
And
weekend. Yeah.
I have to cross Germany, which is also a little bit of a hassle because
Oh,
they
okay.
have different rules for airsoft.
Yeah.
All the weapons in Germany have to have an F mark, which is kind of a signature that your weapon is checked for safety, and the manufacturer is also stamped in that weapon.
Oh.
Uh, Luckily, I have a sponsorship with a German airsofting webshop,
Oh, nice.
so I get a lot of replicas from them for reviews.
Yeah.
And so those weapons all have F marks, so I don't come into trouble with that.
Yeah.
But
So
of
when you
course,
drive,
when I want to go to a milsim like that, I will bring my teammates, and
right?
not all of them have those F marks on their weapons, so we have to figure
Gotcha.
that out.
So when you guys, if you drive over the border, they have to check all your stuff.
Yeah, I think I haven't been playing abroad so much, but I think when you get checked, it's fine to have everything in order.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I don't want German police all over my ass.
Yeah, and you don't want them taking all your, expensive guns
Yeah,
because then they'll
exactly
just
that.
keep it.
Yeah, I don't think they will send it back to the Netherlands when they find it.
Yeah, they're not that nice.
No.
Nuh-uh. Well, that's like when we have sent stuff, to you guys, to people in other countries, and the customs paperwork. I'm like, man, this stuff, every place has different rules and whatever. And I remember, I think it
Yeah.
was the one of the guys in the UK early on. We sent him something, and they actually have. When I was doing the customs paperwork, I had to get his airsoft license number or whatever, the UCAR number or something like that. And I was like, I guess you have to have this to pick up for them to deliver it. I don't know. So it was, it was a learning experience for me because I didn't know that different countries had those kind of laws. I thought it was just like either the country you could have airsoft or not. Like I think India, you can't. I can't send anything over there. But I didn't know you could have like, these different license things like that. We were talking about events coming up. You going to this bigger event or thinking about it, but you'd
Yeah.
have to do a lot of prep, ahead of time, for something like that because you have to cross the Germany border.
Yeah, sure do, because I have it sometimes that I play at my local field, and that's about uh, 40 minutes driving.
Okay.
So that's okay, but sometimes I forget something like my HPA connection or the wrong batteries, and
Yeah.
think, damn it. But most of the time it's fine because most of the time I carry 2 or 3 replicas with me.
Gotcha.
So I have a backup, and I also have a backup for the backup.
Right.
So, but yeah, if you're going abroad, then it's a little bit difficult to grab something you forgot. So it's really important to get your stuff together before that.
Yeah. So what do you guys have planned for your channel coming up? You have got any unboxings you're excited about or reviews?
Well,
Guns you're
I
going to review?
just um, my latest unboxing, which was last week, was the HK416, the gas
Yep.
blowback one.
I saw that.
And yeah, tomorrow the first gameplay video with that comes online. That was from past week. It was very rainy that day. I
Oh,
think the most rain I have seen in this whole year.
yeah.
So I only played half a match that day because my dad was also his birthday on that day.
Okay.
So this weekend I'm going to take it out on the field again and try to make it up because I also made some GoPro fails that happen sometimes. Because of the rain, I didn't hear the bleeps, and I went to the parking lot to change out my battery, and I forgot to turn the GoPro back on. So all the good parts of the day I missed.
Oh, yeah.
Did manage to make a video out of it, but it's not the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, we've done that 50 times. Like, it's we've done the same thing, man. Like everyone
Yeah,
I've talked to on here that has their own YouTube channel, for gameplay, they've had the same issues. It's that,
yeah. There's
I wish there
always
was
this
some
one
kind of,
day.
yeah, there's got to be a way, because especially if you have one on your helmet, you can't see it. You got to,
Yeah,
really make sure that it's on. If there was a way to have some kind of signal or, I know they have a way to connect it on your phone, but uh, it's really slow. You know, it's
yeah. And it
it's
also
not.
takes up more power out of the battery from the GoPro.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
mine does give a little beep when I start recording,
right.
but because of all the rain past week, I couldn't hear it as good as
Yeah.
normal. So yeah,
Yeah. I was just
but
talking to a
you,
guy yesterday about that, and he said there's so many times I'll forget to turn on my scope cam, so he'll have his GoPro on, but not the scope cam. And he does sniping, so if you don't
yeah,
have the scope cam, it's not really a good video.
no, it's very difficult because
Yeah.
I also try that sometimes with my sniper, but definitely need scope cam.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
also had days that I started everything and okay, bleep, 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 turn everything on, and not after a minute my scope cam goes bleep, 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 I'm off. Think, okay, think I charge it. So I take out the back and I forgot to put the SD card back in.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I got the camera, I got it charged, can't record.
uh, that's funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
those days happen.
we've done the same thing so many times. Yep. Yeah, in fact, one of our review videos, we were trying to use the scope cam to see, how accurate or consistent this one gun was shooting. And I think I put a text overlay on the video when I finished it saying who forgot to turn on the camera or whatever, who forgot to put in the card.
Hmm.
Because we didn't know until we take all the stuff back in here, we bring it in here and I start loading it in. I'm like, where's the video file? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing on this. The card's empty. Like I thought we turned it on. So one of the guys turned it on, but didn't hit record. Because I guess they turned off that feature. Like on GoPros, you can just hold down the power, and when it turns on, it automatically starts recording.
Okay,
Well, I
yeah.
guess they turned that feature off. So they turned it on, thought it was recording, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So many times, dude. So many times we've done that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Really
let's go
recognize.
film it again. They're like, no, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I also have that sometimes.
I was really glad to get you on here because,
Yeah.
like I said, we've been YouTube friends for a couple years now. And, I love watching your videos. And, I talked to your dad before, a couple years ago. And, you got a good family, man. That's cool. And,
Okay.
yeah, it's fun to watch you guys' channel grow. But, I appreciate you being part of what we're doing. And we'll always have these.
Will do.
Yeah, buddy. Well, it's good to talk to you. Thank you for being on here. And
Yes.
we'll do
Thank
this
you
again
for
soon.
inviting me.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Have a good night.
Yes. Have a good night.